So we've now had multiple federal judges tell us that Bill Barr lied to the American people, lied to the courts, lied to Congress, all in his zeal to shield Donald Trump from accountability for his crimes. The only question left is, what will Attorney General Merrick Garland's Department of Justice do about it? Let's talk about that. Because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So let's revisit some of the things federal judges have concluded about the conduct of Bill Barr, and then let's talk about where we go from here. And I'd like to use as a jumping off point for today's video an article written by a friend of mine, Professor Jennifer Taub. Here's the headline in today's Washington Monthly of Jennifer's article. Starting with Trump, it's time for a white-collar crime crackdown. Now, when you think about white-collar crime, you probably think of, criminal Wall Street types and crooked hedge fund managers. But let's expand the notion of white-collar crime or the white-collar criminal to include all public corruption by government officials, whether committed for financial gain or to retain power or to punish political enemies. And the term white-collar crime actually was coined back in the 1930s by a sociologist named Edwin Sutherland. And, it comes from the notion that, criminals who wore business suits and white collars, the sort of financial class, when they committed crime, often financial crimes that, came to be known as white-collar criminals. Here's the colorful phrase that Edwin Sutherland used to define what he meant by white-collar criminals. He said, they were crimes committed by persons of respectability. Well, if that's the case, how far white-collar criminals have fallen. But let's go back to the opening salvo of Jennifer Taub's article, because I think she sets up nicely what Amy Berman Jackson, Judge Jackson, just found regarding Bill Barr and the decision Merrick Garland is now going to have to make. Here's how the article starts. This week, Judge Amy Berman Jackson delivered a significant victory to anti-corruption advocates. The federal judge ordered the Department of Justice to hand over the March 24, 2019 memo that former Attorney General William Barr claimed to have relied on when he decided not to criminally charge then-President Donald Trump with obstructing the Mueller investigation. In a fair but brutal dressing down of Bill Barr, Judge Jackson confirmed our worst suspicions, that the fix had been in to clear Trump. And then Judge Jackson is quoted as saying, quote, the fact that he would not be prosecuted was a given, close quote. Now, Attorney General Merrick Garland is at an inflection point. He will either deliver this internal memo from the Barr Justice Department to CREW, that is the watchdog group that brought the original Freedom of Information Act request, or Merrick Garland can appeal Judge Jackson's decision. The direction AG Garland takes here has huge implications, not just for this case or for public corruption, but more broadly for addressing our current white-collar crime epidemic. Now, think about this, folks. We had an Attorney General, Bill Barr, who lied to the American people about the Mueller report in an attempt to cover up Donald Trump's crimes, in an attempt to prevent Donald Trump from being held accountable for as many as 10 felony obstruction of justice, crimes documented by Bob Mueller. And we know Bill Barr lied about it because Judge Reggie Walton found, as a matter of fact, in his order that Bill Barr lied about that to the American people. And we now have Judge Amy Berman Jackson's order, her opinion, where she found that Bill Barr's Department of Justice lied to her, lied to the court, trying to hide behind this decisional memo when the fix was in all along. When Bill Barr had already concluded, I am shielding Donald Trump from criminal liability. I am not going to let anybody charge him. The fix was in. And Judge Amy Berman Jackson, also concluded that Bill Barr lied to Congress. She puts it a little bit more politely in her 40-page order that was just published recently. Here's how she puts it. She says that the evidence, quote, calls into question the accuracy of Attorney General Barr's March 24 representation to Congress. So Bill Barr lied to the American people, lied to the courts, lied to Congress, all to protect a criminal president, all to keep a criminal president from being prosecuted for his crimes against the United States and her people. And the question is, what are we going to do about it? What is Attorney General Merrick Garland's Department of Justice going to do about it? Because, folks, I, for one, cannot fathom that Merrick Garland is just going to give them a pass. He's just going to try to sweep it all under the rug. I mean, there is a huge pile of criminal dirt on top of the rug. We know this because federal judges have told us this. They've put it in their findings, their opinions, their orders. It can't be swept under the rug. And let's face it, folks, if we don't prosecute Bill Barr and Donald Trump for their crimes against the United States, against the American people, we're not just failing to deter tomorrow's criminal politicians, we are encouraging tomorrow's criminal politicians. We're giving them permission to commit all the crimes that Bill Barr and Donald Trump committed, and then some. And if we do that, we really are just limping toward the end of our republic. But I don't believe for a minute, not for a minute, that Merrick Garland's Department of Justice, with Lisa Monaco as the Deputy Attorney General, and the other people of character, of honor, of integrity, in leadership positions at the Department of Justice, that they're going to try to sweep this under the rug. They couldn't if they wanted to, and they don't want to. I'm sure of it. Instead, mark my words, folks, they are going to lead the country in the direction of justice for what we've just endured for the past 4+ years from Donald Trump and his criminal cabal. Yes, justice is coming. It's been long, too long. We're frustrated. We're tired. We're fed up. But it's coming. And justice matters. Folks, as always, please stay safe. Please stay tuned. And I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.